remember the moment I lost everything. The day I was tossed out of the environmental agency like a piece of refuse. It was a pitiful, unceremonious expulsion, but nothing compared to what awaited me at home. My family, those who had once been my champions, now stood like judge and jury, their laughter echoing in the hollow spaces of my mind. "You honestly think mushrooms can talk to you?" my father had bellowed, disbelief and contempt twisting his face. I had been driven by a desperate need to expose the horrors hidden within the earth, to prove the illegal dumping and toxic waste was more than just a conspiracy theory. But as they ridiculed me, a seed of doubt began to take root in my mind, like one of the very spores I studied, dark, insidious, and threatening to devour me whole. Years passed. I continued my experiments in isolation, wandering through moldy tunnels, whispering incantations to parasitic growths. Determined to uncover their secrets, like a mad scientist, I toiled tirelessly amidst the shadows. I recorded their voices, a cacophony of whispers that became louder and more coherent with each passing day. I came to understand that these fungi weren't just passive organisms. They were ancient beings, holding knowledge of decay, rebirth, and the very balance of life itself. My obsession transformed into recognition as I published findings, receiving accolades that felt strangely hollow. Sure, I was celebrated until I became a warning, a cautionary tale. Returning home, I felt an unsettling weight resting on my shoulders. The house loomed large before me, shadowed by the familiar trees that had once sung with life. Memories of laughter and warmth were replaced with a sickly dread. I had come to confront those who had shunned me, the family who had planted the seeds of my madness. They gathered in the living room. Their expressions caught between surprise and disbelief as they saw me. Sunken cheeks, gaunt eyes, remnants of the person they once knew. But now, that same person stood before them, crowned with knowledge that twisted through the air like smoky tendrils of dread. "Sam, is that really you?" My mother's voice trembled. Her momentary vulnerability stung, laced with a desperate attempt to mask her fear. "Yes, Mom, it's me," I replied, forcing confidence, though I felt hollow, as if the air around me was charged with static. "I came to show you what I've learned, what I found." "Don't mind my brother," my sister said dismissively, but I saw the nervous flicker in her eyes. "He's still lost in his delusions." "Delusions?" I echoed, the word tasting bitter. "I'll show you what's real." With a wave of my hand, I activated the small device I had brought with me, a spectral microphone that amplified the whispers from the fungal network. The hum of the house faded away, replaced by an unsettling vibration that seemed to crawl beneath their skin. I watched their expression shift from disbelief to a dawning horror as the walls began to pulse, dark patterns emerging like the veins of a living organism. "What is that?" My father's voice quivered now, all traces of arrogance stripped from him. "Fungi don't just live in dirt," I said, my voice a low whisper, almost drowned out by the cacophony. "They communicate, they warn us. They know when we walk into their territory." As I spoke, the air thickened, a palpable heaviness wrapping around us like a shroud. The shadows deepened, the very essence of the house seeming to shift. My family flinched as the walls shimmered, revealing grotesque shapes twisting behind the paint. A nightmarish tapestry of what lay beneath our feet. Cursed growths, twisted roots, and dark engulfing forms writhed in the ether, echoing the anguish of countless souls ensnared by the very environment we had taken for granted. "Sam, stop!" my mother screamed, her voice cracking as the shadows surged forward, pulling at her sanity. "This isn't real." "It is real," I replied, my heart pounding in tandem with the whispers now swirling in a frenzy. "It's what you mocked. It's what you chose to ignore." They stood frozen, paralyzed by the horror they had once deemed unworthy of concern. No,